waiting for my kids to get out of karate with no plan whatsoever, live streaming because I can. It's been really nice getting back to the channel, and I just missed you guys. I just couldn't help it. I had to go live again. I just felt like it. So deal with it. Here I am. If you want to hang out for a few minutes, I'm right here. If you don't, I will talk at my phone. I've been live streaming for 30 seconds. Nobody's here yet because nobody knew I was going to do this, and I might just be talking to myself. I could do this just as easily without live streaming. It would be a little bit more awkward. It used to be very awkward. Like when I started, anytime I would just talk to a camera with nobody else around, you get real self-conscious. And I'm very used to it now because I know there's an audience, but it also helps a lot more when you're live streaming because there is like feedback. If you've got an audience, like if you've got enough people watching and people are commenting and want to chat with you, and so that helps because you got immediate interaction with people, and so it feels a little bit more like a conversation, albeit more one-sided than if you were in person with somebody. But it also helps because you can't just turn off the thing. Like if I stopped right now, it would be really kind of awkward, and I would feel the need to just delete the stream. But when I was, pre-recording everything, I would, press record and start talking for a while. And if it didn't go just absolutely perfectly, I would get, again, self-conscious about it and just start completely over. And I would get, I would get perfectionistic about it. Hi, CG Anime Fan. Good to see you. I've got now 13 minutes. Because I've just been talking to myself for a couple of minutes. I've got 13 minutes before my kids get out of karate, so I thought I would just see if anybody was around and wanted to hang out for a few minutes while I'm hanging out in my car. Unusual this week to have a few minutes where I've got just nothing going on. I've been editing like crazy on the movie, just hours a day, on top of taking care of kids and everything else I do during the week, and I edited all last week, and I don't want to just make this another plug for the movie, but I am really excited about what we're working on, and I've got basically a rough cut done. I've been saying that, but I've been working on the rough cut and getting in sound effects and working on visual effects and things like that. Tom Atkins, what do you think of the new Superman footage if you've seen it? I wish I'd watched that before I went live. I forgot that came out today. That would have been, and honestly, it would have been kind of a big night for a Captain Logan show because we had a new Fantastic Four trailer right after the Captain Logan show on Wednesday. I think like Thursday morning we got that, and then there's that sneak peek for Superman that just dropped. So we'll have stuff to talk about on the Captain Logan show next week. I did see that new Fantastic Four trailer. I'll probably talk about that on the Captain Logan show next Wednesday. I've got some new thoughts about it. I was not as jazzed about that as I have been what we've seen so far. Now that we're seeing more of the interactions between the first family, as it were, I'm not totally sold on some of it yet, but I'm hoping it's great. Certainly, I'm not immediately sure what to think of it, and I'm still not liking the Shala Ball Silver Surfer thing. And I think on Wednesday, if I've got time in that show, if just a bunch more news doesn't come down, I might do a full breakdown on why that still bugs me, and kind of giving counter arguments for some of the arguments I've been hearing where people are kind of dismissing the reservations about that and saying, no, it's fine. Why does anybody care? I don't know. It still bugs me. I care. I hope it wins me over on it. Don't get me wrong. Is it possible? Like maybe. Like I think I'm Likely, even if it's great, to be disappointed that we're not getting the coming of Galactus a little bit more off the page. If that character is really cool, whatever. People are making fun of what the CG looks like. I always take that with a grain of salt because it could look different in the movie proper. Like, who knows? And I don't want to get too ahead of myself with the Shallow Ball Silver Surfer thing, with the female Silver Surfer thing either, because I haven't seen the movie, but I can have reservations about it. I can be unsure about it. And I can be disappointed that it's not what I want, and I can think that it's a really counterintuitive choice. And I will probably break some of that down on Wednesday. I'm wearing this really cool shirt that I got last week. That I think, oh, it's funny. I think I must have worn this to bed and forgot to change my shirt this morning. I was up so late because I think I was wearing this last night, but maybe. But anyway, this is I'm giving away too much about myself right now. My days run together. Occasionally this happens. I'm gonna need to take a shower when I get home. But anyway, here is my new Batman animated series Batmobile shirt. It's really cool, and I actually found this the same day that I bought the big long Batman, or sorry, McFarlane animated series Batmobile. All things Super Cat. Did you see the new FF trailer? Yeah, I was just talking about that. I'm going to talk about it more in depth on the Captain Logan show next Wednesday. Sometimes I wish that show was still on Thursday, because trailers tend to drop on Thursdays, and then we could have talked about it last night, but my schedule is not such where I can do that these days. All things Super, huge fan of the channel, by the way, been a viewer for 15 years. Really appreciate it, man. Thanks for making yourself known. We have had a really great week on the channel this week, and that's part of why I just felt like streaming. We had the most fun Captain Logan show we've had in a while, in at least a couple, 3-4 months, with the Would You Rather show on Wednesday, and we had a ton of really interesting original Would You Rather questions, and lots of support on live shows this week. So you guys are wonderful, and we did 2 streams last night. We watched Arcane, which was quite good, and I was liking it even more as I was talking about it. And then we didn't watch the whole thing. We watched the first 3 episodes and talked about that. And because I'm so long-winded, those shows are always an hour long, so I'm just sampling a few episodes of a TV show and still talking about it for a full hour. And then Austin and I did a stream on some of the weirdest developments in the history of superhero movies. And that was a ton of fun, and I'm glad that we're splitting that into 2 and spending some more time on it, because I still have a bunch of stuff on my list. But I put out, I actually just put out a clip from that, or a short, I should say, and then I'll probably do a longer clip next week for folks that want to dabble in some of our stuff but don't want to watch these whole really long streams that we do. I'm going to start trying to do that on as close to a daily basis as I can, at least Monday through Friday, putting out 15 to 30 minute or so excerpts of our longer streams. And sometimes it'll be just a topic, but if we bounce around, some of those will have 2 or 3 topics in them so that you can still kind of sample what we do. I'll read another All Things Super comment. Oh, hi, Connor. Good to see you, buddy. I started watching when I was in middle school. Now I'm 5 years out of college and married. Yeah, I hear that story from folks all the time, and it's surreal to me, folks growing up with this. I really appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the entertainment over the years. Love doing it. Connor, cool to see an unexpected stream from the car, no less. Yeah, I've done these every now and again. I just kind of felt like it. I did bring a Switch with me. I was going to play some Donkey Kong Country or something, but I was just itching to hang out a little bit. Tom Atkins, I was put off by the humor, but it's grown on me. He says the crypto clip. I've not seen that yet. So there was a sneak peek where they showed, I don't know, is it supposed to be like the first few minutes of the movie, or just a couple minute clip? I forget, that came out maybe a couple weeks ago, and I haven't watched that yet. I was really on the fence about it. Like, I kind of don't want to see anything else from the movie, but people keep asking me about it, so I will probably bite the bullet and talk about that stuff all on Wednesday, like I keep saying. I guess this is just a 15-minute little stream to say everything you guys want me to talk about. I'll just talk about on Wednesday. But anyway, I again, I kind of wish I had watched those before I did this. I just totally forgot about it. And like I said, when that first one dropped, I wasn't sure if I wanted to look at that at all. And then with this new one, I was like, yeah, I will. I just haven't yet. So I will take care of that. Anime fan, I wish the Fantastic Four film had a smaller scale villain than Galactus. Galactus seems too big for us for a first film. I don't agree with that, although I can totally see that uh, that complaint about it, wanting to like see the team get more established. I might feel like that a little bit. I don't even know if I would. I was gonna say I might feel like that more if we never had an FF film. But I've been anchoring to get a good coming of a Galactus story for so long, and like Rise of the Silver Surfer did it, but it was terrible. Um, with so it's not like X-Men where it's like, why in the world would you do Dark Phoenix again? No, you need to do Galactus because Galactus ain't a cloud, okay? So with but with regard to should we have kind of established the family more and done a smaller scale villain, I I really like starting with, and I wanted the Tim Story movie to do this, starting with a pre-established team where they're already public and famous and everyone knows them and they're well liked, and then it's just a standard alien invasion story. Just suddenly Galactus shows up and they have to deal with this seemingly insurmountable threat. And there's plenty of places to go past Galactus. I mean, first of all, in comics, Galactus is a real early story, of course, and they get to very, very cosmic things. And secondly, I like the idea that that's what either like I don't know how the movie's going to go. That's either what trashes their universe, or rips a hole in space time, or something that would then get them over to our universe. Like if we have to bring in the FF, as awkward as it is, into the MCU through the multiverse, having them fight what I think is their coolest threat before they come to us is totally the way to go. And it's also just the movie I always wanted. Again, not excited about the female Silver Surfer thing. I'll talk about that more again later on. But besides that, it's kind of the pitch I always had. It's kind of the thing I always wanted, where it's like the family's already there. You already have Reed and Sue that are married. I'm glad they're doing that. I like that she's pregnant already. That's wonderful. And then and I never thought we'd see it in the 60s. Like that's even better than the pitch I would have given. And then just because I didn't think anybody would ever do that. And then they got to fight Galactus, and then they wind up in our universe. And I also hope that somehow Galactus destroys their universe, because that's what should have happened in Ultimate. You had it was so weird. The Ultimate Universe, like 10, 12 years ago now, it ended. But before that, we had, was it called Cataclysm? We had an event where 616 Galactus goes to the Ultimate Universe, and everybody thought that that's how their universe was going to be destroyed, but that's not what they did. And then they destroyed it just right after that in like no real way beyond just the Secret Wars happens and then there's no more Ultimate Universe, if memory serves, and that's how they did it. Robert, thanks, man. He says, cool shirt. Yeah, I was talking about that just a little bit earlier. I'm more hyped for Superman, he says, but FF looks decent. I'm cautiously optimistic. I am too. Like I said, I've got my reservations and my confusions about it. I didn't think this trailer looked as good or made me as excited as the first one did. Let me back up for a second and just say, I mean, all the stuff that that I was liking about it is still there, and then certain characters that we hadn't really heard from yet started talking to each other, and I was like, "Ooh, I'm not sure yet," but you just don't know until you go. So the only thing I can report on is how the thing made me feel. Trailers are weird because sometimes they're good indicators of what the movie's actually going to be, but you're not going to know that until you see it. So sometimes it feels like a little bit of a waste of time talking about them, but they're there and people want me to chat about it, and so I do. But I'm not always real sure where to come down on things, because at the end of the day, I just have to say, okay, if this is indicative of it, this is what how I'm feeling right now, but I can't really know what it is until I see the thing. Johnny Storm so far seems very strange to me, and it might just be the clips that are in that trailer, or the little snippets we're getting. But like, it doesn't look like the man smiles. I'm waiting to see if they're Johnny Storm. He's got dialogue that sounds like he's amused, but he doesn't look amused, and that seemed odd to me. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I can only talk for 15 minutes. I have to go pick up my kids right over here at karate. This is the karate studio, by the way, where I trained for some of the fighting, some of the action that's going to be in the Superhero Rewind movie. I had a scene choreographed by the sensei here. He's in the movie. He's awesome. I can't wait for you guys to see that. But anyway, that's where I'm at right now, and I'm gonna get going. Thanks for hanging out, everybody. Robert says, I'm not worried about Johnny. I love the actor they cast. I just don't know him right off. Maybe I've seen him in something, but I don't right away recognize him. But anyway, yeah, I'll look at that behind the scenes video with Superman and the sneak peek from a couple weeks ago and all that, and I'll do my homework, and then I'll talk to you guys about that on Wednesday. Tonight, Jason and I are going to do a commentary on David Fincher's Seven, so the serial killer crime drama. So join us for that if you're so inclined. 9 o'clock, so just a few hours from now. And in the meantime, I'm gonna get going. Thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye, everybody.